Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Ladies and gentlemen, I just came back from Walmart. I had to get the oil changed on my wife's vehicle. And what do we all do when we're waiting for an oil change or a tire change either at Walmart or Costco? We go check out the store, shop around, see what kind of trouble we can get into. So I did that during this trip. I actually needed some plantains for the sancocho I'm making today for Victor's wedding, but they didn't have any. But it'll be all right. However, I digress. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to let you decide for yourselves how these shelves look. Now, remember, I went there at, 7:30 in the morning. So these videos that I took was around 7:30 in the morning. And from what I understand, Walmart has an evening crew that stocks up the shelves. So these shelves that you're going to see here is just about an hour or so after they opened. There's a lot of empty shelves. I would say that on the grocery aisle part, there's probably about 50 to 60% capacity. All right. Now you can decide for yourself whether that's good or bad, but ask yourselves, how long would it take for that 60% capacity to be emptied out if people got to know what's going on in a hurry? So those of you that are not heeding the warning and are not stocking up now, when the panic comes, there will be nothing to be had. So do your own due diligence. Go check out the stores near you and see how they look, and then decide for yourselves whether you should be stocking up or not. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to start this tour in the meat department. And to tell you the truth, if there wasn't a couple of containers of shrimp there in the beginning, I would not know what meat usually goes here, because look at this, it's all empty. There's some shrimp right there, but those two areas were completely empty. And as you can see here, this meat section here, that is a variety of different meats, sausage, beef, chicken, you can see for yourselves that I would say that it's at least at half, if not less, full of what it regularly is. Now let me reiterate this, ladies and gentlemen. I've said this in the past. It doesn't matter why these are empty. What matters is that they are empty. So don't look for excuses as to why this time it's different. Because your children's bellies, they don't care why there's no food. The only thing they care about is that they are hungry. So if that's a place where you don't want to find yourself in the future, you need to stock up now. Because in my opinion, 2022 will be a lot worse than 2021. I hope I'm 100% wrong, but that is my personal opinion. Here is the refrigerated produce section, and I would say that it's less than 50% capacity, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, you can see that there are some things here, but a lot of them are very well fronted off, and you can see that there's not much behind them. Now keep in mind that I am not cherry picking these clips. There are a couple of lanes that I will not be visiting during this trip because there were workers there stocking, and I did not want them to feel uncomfortable with me recording. But most of what I am going to show you today is the food aisles, because in my opinion, food will be what matters most in the coming months and years. Here's the tea and coffee aisle, and it's the same story here. They are not completely out, but as you can see, the shelves do look undernourished in respect to the amount of stock that they are holding. Not only is coffee going to go up drastically in price due to the 3 million bag deficit we have in coffee production this year, but I have a feeling that what I'm seeing here is similar to what's going on in other parts of the US. I remember saying that if you would like to insulate yourself from shortages, that you ought to look into getting a membership at a local big box store like Costco or Sam's Club. Because since those stores are member based, it is more likely that shortages will affect them at a later time frame than it will for your garden variety supermarkets such as Walmart, Publix, ShopRite, Fred Meyer, etc. And it's the same story in every aisle I've been to. The shelves are lethargic. Think to yourselves of how fast all of this food would be wiped out during a panic. These shelves look as if people were already here shopping in order to get ready for a blizzard. And no, ladies and gentlemen, we are not expecting another snowstorm here in Fairbanks, Alaska. Thank goodness. But imagine if tomorrow it were announced that we were going to have another snowstorm similar to the one that we had a couple of weeks ago. These shelves would be stripped. Now, don't get me wrong, ladies and gentlemen. There will always be food available. The question is, at what price? The more problems that arise due to shipping, production, worker shortages, or whatever may come, will only result in more food shortages and higher prices. I know that most of you who are watching this video are probably very well prepared, and that makes me feel good. But if you're not one of those who is well prepared, maybe you ought to consider listening to your inner voice and fill your pantry with enough food and stuff to get you through a period of at least 6 months, if not a year. What will it hurt? The oils, as you can see, are pretty low as well. If you thought that prices of oil at Costco has gone up, ladies and gentlemen, take a look at this. That's incredible. For most people, that gallon of oil is equivalent to 1 or more hours of labor. Let's take a look at the butter section. It's not much of a butter section, and it's about half the size of what it used to be. And even then, it's still not very well stocked. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's finish it off with a look at the kitty cat food. As you can see, the canned or wet food is about 50% capacity as well, and the same thing with the dog canned food. The dry kibbles are actually in pretty good stock. But as in other sections of the store, the real estate has been reduced in order to make it look like there is more than what there actually is. Now, you all know it's not a secret that I'm not a very big fan of Wally World, but I do have to say, ladies and gentlemen, that there is not one time that I've come here when the store has not been nice and clean as it is today. I think that the staff here does a great job with what they have to work with. And believe it or not, those who work here do provide a service to our community, and not for very much pay. So I would like to give a personal thanks to those of you who work at the Fairbanks Walmart and all of the other supermarkets, Fred Meyer, Safeway, Costco, etc. Have a great day, ladies and gentlemen, and God bless you. I have to go and marry off my boy now.